So this is the MR2 Turbo stock front engine mount, and as you can see I've got these Kirkosaurus inserts. These are aftermarket. I bought them from a guy that has a handle of Kirkosaurus on the MR2 forums, and he makes these inserts. I already have them installed on my 93 Turbo. Now the Kirkosaurus inserts are meant to go into the front mount and the rear mount on the MR2 Turbo. By the way, they will not fit the MR2 normally aspirated engine mounts because the normally aspirated, or NA, car has different engine mounts. Anyway, on my V8 project, I'm going to use them on the front. I'm not going to use them on the rear mounts because I'm using a completely different rear mount from the MR2 Turbo. This big giant ugly thing is the mount that attaches to the front side of the transmission. This attaches to the firewall of the car, and they go together, and there's a bolt that goes through there. And I'm just using the original MR2 engine mount bolt. So that's the front mount. The rear mount is this piece, which bolts to the transmission, and I made this one. Well, I also made this ugly thing too. And there is a urethane transmission mount. This is an aftermarket mount. I think it's meant for GM, Chevrolet, but this will be mounted just this part. I'm using two of these. The one that I'm showing you here is the passenger side mount. But anyway, I have two of these. So I'm using this on the rear cross member of the MR2, and then this piece faces forward, which is that direction, and they bolt together like that. And this sits on top of the cross member. So this mount is going to be squished under acceleration, whereas this one, under acceleration, this mount is trying to lift up on this mount, and that's what causes the front end of the car to go up under high acceleration. Now the passenger side and driver side mounts, first I'll cover the driver side mount, or the left side mount. It's this piece here, which, oops, that's backwards, goes together like this. The driver side and passenger side mounts have two jobs. They carry the weight of the engine and the transmission. Obviously all four mounts carry the weight, but in addition, this mount keeps the engine and transmission from moving this direction under cornering, under right-hand cornering. The engine and transmission are going to want to go to the left, just like you do when you're in the car and you make a hard right. This mount prevents that from happening. By the way, the front and the rear mount have nothing to do with cornering loads. They only deal with acceleration, the torque of the engine and the transmission together. Okay, so this piece attaches to the left side of the transmission like that, and then this piece attaches to the bottom of the car. And now that's where it gets really unusual, because I'm not using the stock ears on the left side of the MR2. I actually welded a new nut plate to the bottom side of the sort of pseudo frame that the MR2 has. This bolts to that, this bolts to this, and carries weight, but yet it lets the engine rock a little bit, and the urethane will absorb engine vibration. And these pieces, the two steel pieces, don't actually touch each other, and that's important that they don't touch each other, otherwise they'll transmit vibration from the engine. This is the upper part of my passenger side mount, the left side mount. This is the upper part. It also mounts a pulley, a dummy pulley, The dummy pulley replaces the power steering pump that's normally on the North Star in the valley. This fits in the valley in the on the rightmost side of the engine. This piece attaches to the front of the engine, and these two bolt together. These there's two rubber bushings. Let's see, they go like this, and these are, if you know cars, you'll see these are actually suspension bushings, but that's okay because these will slip into ears that are part of the stock MR2 body, and the bolt goes through, and it's a stock MR2 engine mount bolt that goes through there. So that's all the mounts. Oh, there's my clutch tool. I was looking for that. That's the clutch